Hello, friends, and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz, and I am back with a fun tri-fold cheeseburger surprise card. And actually, my favorite part about the whole thing is the pickles. It's the pickles. I don't even eat pickles, you guys. So we're using the new Build a Burger Die Set from Trinity Stamps. It is huge and it coordinates with the circle-shaped card. We are using just about every piece that's in there. This is the lettuce and it has two pieces. There's sort of a backer piece and then the lettuce that has debossed detail in it. The veins of the lettuce should be lighter than the outside edges. So I'm just coming around with some light green ink. Honestly, a lot of this is going to get covered up. So I didn't worry too terribly much. But if I was doing something where I really wanted the veins to stand out, I might use like a white gel pen to kind of go into those grooves and really highlight them. We have both pickles and tomatoes on this burger, and I use the same technique for both of them. So I'm just going to show you the pickle because it is slightly trickier, and I want to be careful of your time. So I have taken the largest die from the pickle and then the next smallest die and glued those together. And then I glued that same, like, second to largest die, that's this paler green, and I cut it once more out of, it almost looks like a neon green, but we'll fix that. I cut it out of this cardstock, and then there's another piece that will take care of the seeds and things. The die that I can kind of drop in there also cuts out seeds. And so to put my two layers together, I used a gel medium. I could also have used glossy accents or anything like that. It will dry hard and clear. And then I am just dropping my seeds into that gel medium. So here's what I found worked best. You can see I have tweezers off to the side. That did not work best. It was the pokey end of my pickup stick, not the wax end, because it ends up covered in that goo right away. I just got the end of my pokey tool slightly wet, just barely wet, and then I kind of wiped it off. And just that little bit of water picked up these tiny little seeds, and I could place them carefully into that gel. When it comes to the tomatoes, I did the same thing. It's just that all the pieces are a lot bigger, so it's easier. I also put a little white pigment ink in the middle to create that variation in color. I set all of that aside to dry, and we're going to work on the burger patty. I have some very dark brown ink. I added some water, and I started with just like a cloth that I use around the craft room, but it was leaving too much texture from the cloth. So we're just going to do some like classic ink smushing. I'm going to get a bunch of that ink pretty wet, and then I'll take a piece of packaging and just sort of roll it up and pick up some of that ink and splatter it all over this burger patty. I'm going to use my heat tool to dry it. So I'm not sitting here waiting all day. I had already waited overnight actually from the tomato and then the pickle to make sure that everything was really dry before I started this next step. And I didn't want to wait even longer. I have to tell you too, I made my 10-year-old son come up and vote on 5 different pickle options because he loves pickles and I can't stand them. So I figured he was the better judge. Once the burger patty is dry, I'm just coming in with some brown alcohol markers and I'm creating really loose, thick stripes on here to mimic grill lines. This is not anything super fancy, though I will say my ability to keep those lines kind of straight doesn't exist. It's just not there, but I don't think it matters that much. This is more about the general feel of it, the effect of it. I used my lightest brown marker first just to make sure that like everything was basically as thick as I wanted and the placement where I wanted. And then I'll come in with a slightly darker marker and add to those lines. But the lightest one helped me with placement, and it would have been easy enough to change things and sort of move the lines a little bit if I needed to. This is probably what it would look like if I ever actually tried to use a grill anyway. I cook. I'm a decent cook. Not great, but decent. I do not grill. There's something about having to stand outside and sweat while I do it. That's not really my thing. For our last big layer, there's a huge slice of cheese. You absolutely could use the cheese stencil. It's like a Swiss cheese looking stencil. And you could use that to make this look like some Swiss cheese. We're going full American, but you could also make this into one of our, well, not my husband's favorite cartoon characters who lives in a pineapple in the underwater, if you know what I mean. put some shorts on him, and then just use that same stencil. I think that would work really well also. I'm coming into each side where it sort of divots in the most. It doesn't do it a lot, but a little bit. And I'm just using my alcohol markers to give that an even darker appearance. And then I'll use ink around the rest of the edges. You could totally skip this, but I figured if I did all that work for my pickles, I might as well go all out with all of my layers. To build our burger, we are going to use the circle-shaped card. This has all the pieces you need to make a donut or a bagel, but there are tons of add-ons to switch this up. I'm using a little mint tape to hold it shut. And then I'm going to bring in a very light brown ink here to give this that sort of burger bun coloring. Believe it or not, this is the part I played with the most. I think I have 10 burger bun tops on my desk. I like this one the best, but it might be nice to try it next out of some like vanilla or cream colored cardstock so it doesn't look so very brown. I like my buns a little under toasted, if that makes sense. I'm going to tuck the burger patty on the inside, and to make it so that it evenly sticks out around the edges, I trimmed just a tiny little hair off of that inch or so where the fold is, and then I'll add glue all over the back of it. That way it gets centered in there. Otherwise, if you were just going to stack this up with circle dies, you wouldn't need to do that, and it would stick out even on that tiny little piece of the side as well. At that point, I realized, ooh, you're not gonna be able to see this patty if I stick a slice of cheese on top. So I grabbed just a little like palette knife to shove underneath the burger to try to lift those away so that I could create this trifold corner. So I cut an extra piece of the cheese right there, and I was tracing on the back how much of it is gonna stick out. You can see I've scored it once already, and I was so wrong. So that pencil line helped me to get it in the right spot. I'll erase that and we'll just fold it again. And I'll end up trimming a lot of that away. So it's just going to lift up at that tiny little corner that I just folded back. That's the only part that we're going to glue together. So I'm using a really good, strong adhesive. I like Barely Art glue. I also like Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I wouldn't probably use a dry adhesive for that one because the space is too small. And from here, I'm going to trim a little away and then I'll check it and realize that's probably not enough. If I had been planning ahead, the best way to do this would have been to attach the cheese to the burger patty before I glued that to the card, but I hadn't gotten that far ahead. So now I know that it fits inside the card. Everything looks like it's sticking out the way it's supposed to be. It's lifting up the way that I want it to. And I'm going to put glue all over both sides of the short flap for our cheese. Then I can tuck that in between the burger patty and the back of the bun. And this is going to work perfectly. And no one needs to know that this was sort of a last minute idea. But here you can see it lifts open both directions. You get to see that burger patty that I was really, really happy with. And now I'm going to tape it shut one more time and we'll work on the front of our card. So this is the new all hands emoji builder. And then I'm going to pull from the original emoji builder set as well. I have the two hands, then I have two eyes, and I think the mouth was supposed to be eyes or eyebrows or something like that. I just have a whole bunch of pieces already cut in a little pouch, and I don't really pay attention to what they were supposed to be. I just build whatever I think looks really cute. There are, I want to say, 4 emoji sets at this point. There's the base set, the all hands, the sick and tired emojis, and then the celebration emoji. And so I love these. I think they're great for emoji cards, certainly, but you can use them to build all kinds of characters. I'm just putting the hands on either side of our burger face here, then our eyes and our mouth. I wanted to make sure it looked like a burger. And so there are little sesame seeds that the die will cut out from that Build a Burger Die set. And I will use those like little freckles on her cheeks. And so I'll just kind of get those placed, and then I'll use the wax end of my pickup tool just to lift them one at a time and put a little bitty dot of glue underneath. I got to see so many people at Paperganza last weekend. Larissa Heskett was there, and she used actual sesame seeds on her bun to give it that truly authentic look. And I think I might try that coming up here too. For my sentiment on the inside, it's going to say, "You're un-grill-iveable." This stamp set is actually a little bit older there was a whole grill die set that came out at the same time. So if you remember that, check your stash, see if you have this one. There's another stamp set that came out at the same time as this burger builder set called the Grill Deal. And it is so cute. I like the font. It almost looks like you wrote it out of ketchup or something. And it's so funny to me. So I got that one at Paper Ganza, picked that up because I knew I needed that too. And I am feeling really brave. I spent a whole weekend in the presence of Carrie Rhodes. And so I'm going to free range stamp this on a block. I kind of curved it to fit along the sort of circle of my card to help me get the best possible situation for successful stamping. I have a foam mat underneath and I'm using VersaFine Clear pigment ink. And typically I get a pretty good impression the first time with those. Um, and I honestly, I couldn't believe how well they came out. I took photos and sent them to all of my friends, bragging that you can call me Carrie Rhodes now. If you aren't familiar with Carrie, she's on the Trinity team and she is an absolute delight. You should check out her videos. To build my burger, I started by adding this onion. I don't know about you, but there's half an onion on my burger by the time I'm done dressing it. And as soon as I get this one sort of purple onion round on there, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's another stamp set I could have used. And so I'm going to put a pause on adding the rest of my veggies, and I'm going to grab out the Brie-lliant stamp set. This has tons of cheese related sentiments and puns. And this one says, just in case so you didn't know. So it's just going to say you're un-grill-iveable. And then when you open the next one, it's like, just in case so you didn't know. And so it's just that surprise second sentiment. And I really love that. Okay, so my pickles are dry and you can see one of them still looks kind of neon. I have a hard time with green cardstocks. I have many greens from many companies and the best I can do is like a dark green and this neon. I don't think so. That's not going to work. So I just came in with whatever green ink was left over on my blending buddy, and that softens that lighter ink and doesn't really change the color of the darker ink. And that worked really, really well for me. I'm going to stack up the different pieces here, and then I am going to just start by adding glue onto the smaller elements on top first. I want to be able to sort of pick up the tomato and treat it as a single piece when I go to add everything together. That glossy accents or the gloss medium that I was using doesn't love glue or any adhesive for that matter. So once I get things kind of glued together or glued next to each other, if you will, I'm going to use one of the magnets that goes with my glass board. And I set that aside to dry with some heavy magnet pressure on it for probably 10 minutes before I went to try to show you the finished result of the card. But here it is. We have our happy hands, your un-grill-iveable, just in case so you didn't know, and so many small elements that I'm really, really happy with. The burger and the grill marks, the glossy shine on the tomatoes and the pickles, my friends. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.